Good morning and welcome to day 2 of our 30-day challenge. And this challenge is about allowing. This challenge is about not necessarily doing more, but allowing the flow of events, allowing life, allowing God to really take shape and to show up. Because we've all prayed, we've all looked, searched, knocked, but sometimes it just takes allowing. Sometimes it takes submitting, surrendering to life, to the forces that are beyond our control, and just allowing life to unfold. And sometimes it's easy to confuse this with passivity. It's easy to confuse this with laziness, but that's not what we're doing here. We still take action, but we don't allow those voices in our head, the voices that keep lying to us. And sometimes these voices are right, sometimes they're wrong. And part of this process is discerning when those voices are right and when they need to be ignored. And so today, what we want to focus on is those voices, because those voices are not us. I know that's strange and hard to understand, but think about it. Who's the one listening right now? Who's the one looking at a book when you look at it? Is it you? But which part of you? Now, just follow me. I know it's a weird question, but when you are looking at something, who is looking at it? When you feel pain, who feels the pain? Your body feels the pain, then sends a signal to your brain, and your brain tells you there's pain. So you are observing all of these things. So essentially, you're the observer because you're hearing the thought and you're ignoring it. So you have the power to ignore it. You have the power to accept it. So those thoughts are not you. That voice in your head is not you. And most times we spend our lives believing every thought that passes in our heads. There's a pastor, he's no longer with us, Dr. Charles Stanley. He used to say, it's okay for birds to fly over your head, but you're responsible if that bird begins to build a nest and make it your home, make it its home. And essentially what that means is our thoughts are going to constantly be flying up and down, in and out of our heads. But we are responsible when we take those thoughts and hold them captive and explore them further. Oh, here's $1 on the floor. Let me take that money. You can act on that. And so day 2 is about recognizing that you are not the thoughts, but you are the awareness or the force observing that thought. And I'd like to call that part of us our soul. I'd like to call that part of us, we can just call it the observer. I don't know what that part of us is, but it's the part of us that takes note of everything, takes the input that our soul is observing. So for example, right now, you're probably saying, what time is, I have to go to work. I'm hungry. It's talking. And it's always talking. I'm late. What if this doesn't work? Oh, it needs to happen faster. When is this video going to be over? And the moment that we can observe the thought without becoming it, without allowing it to control us, that's when freedom happens. So today, all we're going to do is observe these thoughts when they come in. Whenever that voice starts to talk, observe it and name it. Okay, I feel worry coming in. I feel anxiety. I feel frustration. I notice impatience coming up. Don't say I am worried or I am frustrated or I am impatient, because that's not you. So today we're going to create a space between the thought and ourselves, the observer of the thought, because the two are different. You can be feeling impatient and observe the impatience, take a step back and say, I'm not impatient. I'm just feeling impatient. And again, I know this is not easy for us to understand, but try it. Allow the thought to come in, allow it to stay. And guess what? Eventually it will leave. The thought of impatience comes in, you sit with it, and it leaves. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to suppress it. You don't even have to follow it and ask questions. Just sit with it. I am feeling impatient right now. A part of me is feeling impatient. Breathe in, breathe out, sit with it. And eventually it will leave. So why is this important? It's because that part of us, that mind, is constantly trying to fix, protect, predict, control. And it says it's trying to improve our lives. And so allowing starts when we stop believing that every thought needs our attention or our action. A thought is not a command. A thought is not something that we have to always respond to. In fact, the thought is not even reality. It's just an event that happens within our mind. That's all it is. So if you look at your life today, what thoughts keep showing up that you've been treating as truth instead of just observing it? You are not the voice. You are the one who hears the voice. And the moment you realize that, that voice is going to lose a lot of its power. And I think this realization is probably one of the most significant steps towards being able to allow. Like yesterday when I lost my keys, the voice was telling me, oh, you're going to be late. You packed all night. You just wasted your time. Now you've wasted 30 minutes. You'll never get that time back. And I just said, you know what? Quiet. Yes, I'm feeling anxious about being late, but I trust that there's a plan and there's a reason. And so I'm going to allow this feeling. And I submitted. And as I mentioned yesterday, I got up and I kicked it before I could even move. So when we ignore those thoughts, because some of those thoughts are true, some of them are not. Many of them are not true. And the question might come up, well, why do I want to ignore a true thought? Because it has no bearing on what is in front of you. What's in front of you is going to unfold whether that thought is true or not. And so being present and appreciating this moment is what we're after. And allowing it really means not being controlled by anything outside the voice of God. And what I've seen is the voice of God is very calm. It doesn't fight. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't try to convince you. It presents, just like Jesus. Wow. Think about Jesus. Jesus never tried to convince. Jesus never argued loudly, never fought with people, just presented. And I believe that is the voice of God. In my life, when I've experienced the most transformative impacts of change, it has always come with a subtle voice. And sometimes it'll come and remind, but very rarely it'll just go here. Don't pick up the phone. Stop. Versus the other voice, call them. Run. Don't do it. Panic. I think we've been fooled for so long into believing that there is this satanic force or this demon or devil that's outside wearing a nice dress or a nice suit that we need to be cautious of. I think the battle is in our head. I think the enemies of progress have wanted us to look everywhere else except within. Jesus didn't say that. Jesus never said that the devil is outside of you. When he said, "Get behind me, Satan," he was looking at Peter. He was looking at him, talking to him. The force that we fight, the biggest spiritual warfare, is within. The battle that we face is within our minds. And understanding that that voice is not you, that that voice has no true power except the power that we give it, it will lead to our freedom. So today, let's monitor that voice. If you want to go a step further, write down what the voice is saying, and you'll see how many lies. Your wife comes back late. Where's she been? Where did she go? I wonder what she was doing out there. I wonder who she was dealing with. Your worker goes somewhere to meet someone. He might be stealing my secrets. He's selling them to the competitor. All lies. And even if they are the truth, how do they help you? And this can be something as insignificant as you're driving, and this voice is telling you, look at the tree. It's green. Look at the road. It's flat. Why? So what we're doing is we're taking back control, freedom. One of the biggest challenges that we have in this is we don't have full control of our attention because everybody else has bought it. So we've outsourced our attention to TV, social media. And so focus is very, very hard for us. We can't sit in silence. Today, I challenge you to sit in silence. No YouTube, no podcast, nothing. Sit in silence and monitor those voices.